Hi, I'm Chris Alvarado, and this is Driftwood Guitars Workshop up here in Freeport, Florida. We got 38 here, kind of checking out the shop. Just gonna kind of give you guys a tour, show you what I do, show you some guitars, how we do it. And so I started building this shop. I moved up here about 2 years ago, and I knew that I wanted to put together a proper workshop. Building guitars was always just a hobby for me, and then over the course of the last couple of years, it kind of turned into this thing where people were buying guitars, and so this shop is kind of the culmination of that. I started building guitars about 7 years ago. As a musician, I always bought my guitars, but was really big into like making things, and I was like, man, I could really build an acoustic guitar from scratch. So I bought some books and bought some wood and a couple of tools, and then built my first guitar, which was a total piece. And it was kind of like the guitar at the Nashville Museum of Country Music, and they call it the log. It's kind of like what my guitar was. It was a piece of wood with some strings on it. Didn't sound good, but I didn't stop there, and I built some more, and they slowly got better and better and better. And up until this point, I guess it's been about 7 or 8 years now. So that's where I am now. In order to give you guys an idea of what goes into building one of these guitars, I just kind of wanted to show you a quick example. I have a guitar here that is, all it needs is inlay work. I basically always say I build my canvas. This is about 4 months worth of work to get the guitar to this point. And then I'll probably spend the next 2 weeks working with the client to come up with inlays that we want to do. And I let the clients pick whatever they want, and I come up with them from scratch, and I make them. In fact, I make them completely out of all this loose wood I have, and I make those from scratch, and we do the inlays, and then they get their finish. But this here is kind of where they start. They start off just as blank wood. And I build them from the ground up. Like this is going to be the back of a guitar, and these are what the sides look like before you bend them up. They're just straight. Everything's about, I always do metric systems, so these are about 4 millimeters thick. And this is what one of my necks looks like before I kind of start carving it. This has been rough cut into this is the first step. You cut it in this shape, and the neck alone takes probably about a week to do, shaping it and getting it to this point. This is Gaboon Ebony. Usually it's this black color, but this has this nice striping of whites in it. It's pretty rare. And then it will go inside my paint booth, and we'll start doing finish. And these two guitars that are hanging up here have started to get their finish sprayed. They're only got about 2 coats. I'll be spraying these for the next 7 days. It takes about a week to do all the spraying. They have about 20 coats of lacquer on them. And as you spray and you sand and you spray and you sand, and then they dry for 2 weeks, you buff them out, you put them together, and it's a long process. It takes about anywhere between 3 to 5 months to build a guitar from scratch. So it's a labor of love, and I only build about 12 a year. So it kind of makes them, you know, there's a waiting list for them and stuff, and every once in a while I'll put one up for sale, but for the most part, the vast majority of my guitars are built for clients who order them, and I build them to their specs. They can do any shape they want. I have some molds, some of the stuff you see on top of the cabinet there, some of my molds, but if somebody says, hey, I want this particular body shape, I build it for them from the ground up. All right, thanks guys for visiting my shop. We are located just north of the bay up here in Freeport. If you'd like to get more information on our guitars, it's www.driftwood-guitars.com. And if you'd like to learn more about the music that I make and play down in South Walton, you can find that at chrisalvaradolive.com. Thanks for coming by, guys. And this is a song about just realizing that you're in a good spot in your life, and you know, don't think that the grass is greener on the other side all the time.
Water runs swift down the hill. I can see it so clearly from my windowsill. But I know if I keep moving like wood against the grain, time will take the better part of me. howling train. tide is coming back again. I can feel it in my fingers, down into my bones. There's a secret in this hillside no one seems to know. Looking at forever can make you feel so small. Better late than never. Turn around and see it all. This life we live is measured by the moments that we treasure, that make the climb seem so small. Seems so small. When the wind blows quick like a hurricane, I won't run for shelter, I won't touch the rain, 'cause I know if I keep moving like waves upon the shore, sooner or later the boat gonna rock no more. Looking down, I see so clear, down into that valley. I leave all my fears, hoping one day I can find the truth. Maybe someday you can find it too. Looking at forever make you feel so small. Better late than never. Turn around and see it all. That this life we live is measured by the moments that we treasure,